Hey there, today we are doing a viewer request. Someone requested a while ago the Lady of Heaven trailer, and unfortunately I haven't had a chance to get around to checking it out, but I said I definitely would do it, so we're going to check that out in a second. As always though, grab yourself a coffee, grab yourself some snacks, because you know it's time for Musician Reacts. Okay, so I don't know what the Lady of Heaven is. It's the historical untold story of Lady Fatima. Okay, yeah, let's. Now I know this is obviously a historical for, but I'm not sure. Let's just see if I can find some information. So, Lady Fatima is a Catholic. No, I'm not feeling this. Is that right? So, Lady Fatima is talking to me about Portugal. Okay. But is that the one we're referring to? This seems like an odd one. I'm going to find out during the video, find out and see what this is all about. But we'll talk about it at the end of the video anyway. Let's get into it and then break it down at the end. 3, 2, 1, go.
The world is in shock as a group of terrorists has taken control of large areas of Syria and Iraq.
The world can be a cruel and dangerous place. Remember, even if you're afraid, be strong. Your loving mother, Fatima.
Did your mother ever tell you the story of the Lady of Heaven?
She was very special.
Daughter to the Prophet Muhammad.
My time is near. And afterwards, my lovely Fatima, you will face many trials.
With my father no longer here to lead us, evil is with those who will extinguish the light of truth.
You're gonna let a woman tell us what to do? We will burn her out!
God will judge all of you.
This world has become a breeding ground of violence. Shadow will be cast across many generations to come.
It said some people are so full of faith, they give strength to everyone around them.
The greatest thing in this life and the hereafter is the spreading of peace in the world.
Lady Fatima's goodness inspired people to stand up, no matter what the cost. Her legacy lives on.
Okay, so that's the Lady of Heaven trailer. So we're going to break it into two parts as far as my thoughts and feelings. First of all, we'll talk about it from a movie trailer. Great movie trailer, great cinematic effects as far as like the sound, what it's trying to tell, the impact, the traditional kind of thunder and drums to go through the conflict. It's feeling very two sides. Obviously, the hasn't really elaborated too much on the Lady Fatima part in the trailer, but really getting into a backstory. But that's where the film will come into that. There's obviously the battle scenes, the fighting. It's giving you the concept. It's going to be. It's talking about the length of time. It's not like a short story in that sense. I do like the fact that it talks about peace in there as well, because I'll get into my own personal beliefs around some of this in a minute. But yeah, I liked the trailer. The trailer was very cool. in the sense that it immerses you and it makes you want to watch it. There are a lot of trailers for films where you don't get to the end of the trailer and go, I really want to watch that, because you know that usually the best bits of a trailer are basically always the best bits of the film, and then sometimes there's no other substance to the film. So let's just have a look at who Fatima is. So Fatima is a strong Syrian woman, but she will never forget how she felt when she became a refugee. When we first met, she bravely shared with us how she had fled her home in Syria as a single mother with her children. When the war started, the Syrian army wanted to take her son and force him to kill fellow Syrians. The army knew we'd refuse for our son to be conscripted, so we had to leave Syria. We couldn't get passports. We had to pay to be smuggled out. It was a hard journey. And this is hard for me. You talk about the Western world and forcing people to fight other people, and we're very privileged here in the United Kingdom. We don't have that. I think if you went over to the American states, there's a whole different form of indoctrination in the states, and with the Trumpism and people out there who they're insane. I do think they're generally nuts out there. But then we get to some of these sort of countries. You've got Afghanistan, Syria, and the mindsets of what goes on in these people's heads. It's insane. Forcing people to kill other people from your own country, I don't get. So I'm completely anti-war. I don't think there is any justification for murder, death, killing people. We put people up for trial for murder, yet we think it's fine to go and send people to other countries and kill people. That's absolutely unacceptable. People do it in the sign of freedom, and that we are defending people's rights. That's a load of shit. It is a load of crap. Killing for killing. I don't care if you're saying you're defending people against other people's countries and other. There has got to be a better way. Sometimes it's one person and it's greed. It's pure greed that takes these people, and it's dictatorships that do that. But anyone that follows orders to kill other people in their own country for the sake of an order is just not acceptable. There has got to be a better way to do this. The only benefit we've ever had from war is it controls population, because people can't seem to control their own population as it has. People go off and have 8, 9, 10 kids and think it's acceptable. The planet cannot survive with the sheer population growth that we have. And that is why people... I didn't think I was going to get into this whole philosophical debate this morning with my coffee, but it is something that I am quite passionately believe. Even to the point where I was watching a film that I'd watched historically and I really liked. So there's a film called We Were Soldiers. It's a Mel Gibson film. It talks about Vietnam. Was it not Vietnam? Yeah, it was a Vietnam conflict. But basically, I remember watching it years ago and thought this was an amazing film. And I'd always seen it from the American soldiers going in and winning this battle. Watched it again the other day, and I actually felt quite upset by the whole thing. And I kept looking at it from the Vietnamese soldiers as well, coming out and fighting. And I just looked at these people just fighting, and then they leave a field of battle. They fly back with the remaining soldiers that didn't get killed. They take all their soldiers off the field that were dead. What was the point in any of it? Why was there a battle? Why did 4,000 or 2,500 people get killed in a battle that lasted 3 days for no bloody reason? And I started thinking of it from the people that had lost their husbands and in those battles, and why? What was the bloody point? I don't get it. So, getting back to the story of her, the Lady of Heaven. Sorry, I get so annoyed about that. So he talks about Fatima did find safety in Jordan, and it's her story. So I think it's a worthwhile film to check out. We have to learn from the mistakes, but if we don't see it as a mistake and we just see it as a victory, or as a way of... If we see war and conflict as there's a winner in it, there is no winner in any war, in any conflict. There is just losers. The human race is just losing. We are one race. It is called the human race. There is not blacks, whites. There isn't different nationalities. We've got to stop that. And until we actually work a way of getting around that, as a human race, we're never going to move forward. We are designed for our own destruction, as they say. But yeah, I honestly don't have the answer for it, but I know that going to war and going to battle is and spending millions and billions upon, well, billions and trillions of pounds and dollars on nuclear submarines, and basically whose only purpose is to kill. A submarine has no other function. A nuclear submarine has no other function apart from driving around and being prepared to kill someone. That's it. That's insane that we spend our resources on that. Anyway, I will definitely go check the film out. That will definitely be something I will check out because I'd like to understand more about it and learn from the history. So yeah, thank you very much for your recommendation. Sorry for my rant and tirade this afternoon or this morning or whatever it is you're watching the video, but you get to know at least where my stance is on battles, war, and armies. Thank you very much for watching, and this, of course, been a musician reacts, I guess. But remember, always be yourself. Unless you can be Batman, then always be Batman. So take care.